Alright friends, welcome to another video. If you've been following us, you've already seen a lot of the Living Seal bus. We haven't really done like a legit official tour, so we thought it was probably time, since we've been living in it for 3 months now, to go ahead and just bust out a little tour so you guys can see where we live. So let's take a look. This is our front garage. It's where we keep our bikes for easy access, and it's completely separated from the back here. Front door. You always have to watch out for kittens. This one right here. Okay, so welcome to our home. We built this whole place having absolutely no real background in carpentry. I've worked with my stepdad a little bit, and he's taught me some things about the fundamentals, but we're really proud of what we were able to accomplish, just the two of us being amateurs with our bare hands, with really the only knowledge being what we watched off of YouTube. So I'd say the most proud thing in the whole bus for us is this countertop. We bought these cabinets from IKEA, and they were trying to sell us a $150 laminate countertop, and I didn't want that because I wanted real wood, not fake pressboard. So we went to Boulder Lumber and picked out all these pieces of red cedar by hand, and really just love the way it turned out. After we sanded it down and put some Minwax on there, the finish just was beautiful. I remember the night, like it was amazing when we just stood back and saw the difference. So we ended up covering, this is the wall that leads to the front door, and we ended up covering from here all the way down. We went up, did a counter here, and went all the way up into the counter here, and this is the bed area. So that pretty much covers the entire bus. And that's a bigger counter than we've had in any of the apartments that we've ever lived in. So we kind of realized that counter space is one thing that we wanted mostly, and we wanted to make it the proper height. See, if we would have made it at the bottom of the windows, it would have been way down here. So we had to cut out some window, but we were totally okay with that because we just filled it with insulation, and now it stays warmer in here. So this window, I actually originally bought for my van conversion, and went to put it in the side as the only window in the van, and I couldn't put a window in there. So I just had it laying around, and I decided to randomly make it a window to the front. So from here, you can access the driver's seat. It's really cold up there. You can access the driver's seat. We have kind of a walk-in closet up front. It's all a really big mess right now, so we'll do an updated video.
You can see like the original bus panels, metal panels at the top there.
Well, speaking of original bus, this guy right here, the Thomas, was an original piece of the bus, and we decided to kind of make it part of our living room. So we really enjoy it there. It's also magnetic, so we can use these magnetic salt and pepper dispensers, which is super cool. And then we just screwed in a couple screws here, about a 30-degree angle, and that's what we hang these pots and pans on. Super practical. This is our light switch for the lights over there. We'll get there in a minute. Really enjoyed the way that this turned out too. We got that lumber from Boulder Lumber and covered all the walls with the same stuff. It ended up being a bit pricey, but it was worth it. And honestly, if you are doing a conversion, spend that extra money and get some nice wood, because you're only filling 120 some square feet. So why not just make it awesome? And then we stained this ourselves to kind of match the floor, and got this paneling, and we're really happy with the way that kind of just flows up, and it kind of feels like a earth to sky sort of thing. And we just love the way that this all really kind of turned out as far as the flow of everything in here.
We might as well acknowledge the spray foam up here.
So we'll do an updated video with plants covering all this, because that's what we intended on doing. But we're 3 months in, you know how it is. We haven't bought the house plants yet. We're waiting for the housewarming party, and we'll have all this covered. This is just all spray foam to keep the heat from escaping. One big thing for us is we wanted to make sure to separate the front and the back and have the living space completely insulated and be completely its own little place, so that it would be easier to regulate the temperature in here, and it's been working out really well. The front is really cold right now. I'd say at least 15 degrees cooler than it is back here, and I'm sure the back's the same. This is the door to the front with our super fancy mirror. Over to the right of that, right next to the coat rack and guitar rack and bottle rack and multi-rack, is our bookshelf. So this has actually served so many purposes. We've had so many different things on here, but bottom 2 shelves are holding our books. The top shelf has some artwork that my stepdad made for me, which is fantastic. He's a really good craftsman. He's really great with his hands, and I asked for some art one year, so he drew me those, and well, those are already pictures he had drawn, but he framed them up and made the shadow box, and it's awesome. So all this shelving, this whole wall section, is actually just hanging on a rail. So it looks like it's all stacked on itself, but it's really just mounted on the wall with the studs that we put in there. These cabinets are all from IKEA, and they're really nice. They have places that we can put shelves in. They're soft close. Nothing really slides around, nothing falls out. We haven't had anything come flying out of here, and we don't you know, put any kind of security over these. We just leave them just like this when we drive down the road. And this thing is bumpy, let me tell you. So I went to Home Depot after I already had this and this mounted in and saw these cool little crates there for $10. And I didn't have this area measured. I just went on a whim that they were gonna fit, or hope that they'd fit, and they did. So this is where we keep all our charging stuff. If we have to charge camera batteries, we have all our Ryobi stuff down here. Then next to that, we just have these shoe cubbies where we just keep our shoes or anything. We just kind of kick off and throw in these for easy storage. And then down there is the cat food. In this cabinet is our dirty water. So that's where all the water that flows through this sink goes. It's only 5 gallons, so we do have to keep an eye on it and make sure you get a fire extinguisher. I guess one thing to note is we got all of this off of Amazon. Everything that's in here that is part of the bus is off of Amazon. So we have that all in the descriptions if you're interested in any of this stuff, and we've been really happy with all of it. This sink was adorable, and we're really happy that we could mount it in here, turn it sideways, and just decided that's the way it was gonna go. So we just popped some holes through there and mounted it on there with some caulk, and it's working out great. This sink is fantastic. So you can swivel it around if we need to fill water bottles, fill cat water, anything like that, or just have a clean sink that you can get all in. Also, it has the longer head, so if we wanted to take an outdoor shower, we could. And fancy spray mode. Is that enough? It's going for the creepy face. One big problem we had when we started this bus conversion is we really wanted to have airflow. It's a bus, why wouldn't you want to have airflow? We also started it in June or July. Airflow. Problem was though that one of our cats really likes to be outside and would jump out these windows, even if they were down just this much. Well, we were freaking out, didn't really know what to do. I wanted to figure out a screening situation, and I went to Walmart and found these screens for $5 each. And didn't do a single thing different with this. I already had this crown molding up here, and I already had this backing on there, and they just so happened to fit right up in the crown molding and rest right on the backing. Then the only issue we ran into was when we were driving down the road, they'd fly out. So all we did was put a screw in there, piece of wood, make a little latch for it. And this one latches both of them. Little hooks to hang stuff on, super cute. These are a must-have, not the cutting board. The cutting board is a must-have, but blackout curtains are a must-have, because not only do you want your privacy, especially if you're not parked at a desirable location, we'll say. If you're not parked somewhere with like a beauty view, then it's kind of nice just feeling like it's totally closed off in here. This is pantry number 1. This was just something that my mom got me. It's become super useful. But we screwed both of these together to make it a big pantry, and it's just 2 of these cabinets stacked on top of each other. So we screwed them together just with this handle that I got from this place I worked in DC, from Dogfish Head Brewery, and we love it. It's an awesome little handle, super cute, and it opens our first pantry up, which has kind of the big stuff, tons of black beans, all that good stuff. This is our bathroom. Just has our toiletries, stuff that we're gonna need if we go in to take a shower, Band-Aids, acetaminophen, stuff like that. We'll keep in this little, it's also a step to get up into the bed. So this is our bathroom. And then behind the bathroom, so where else would you keep your herbs and spices?
Spices and miscellaneous. Spices and miscellaneous.
This is kind of that jar, or kind of that crate that's like,
I don't know.
Baby, do you mind doing me a huge favor? You get cinnamon.
Out of this somewhere in here.
Somewhere in here. Yeah, and it's just like this dread that creeps over. I'm like, wait, what? So we gotta figure something out with it. But for now, that's our herbs and spices. I'm sure we'll make some fancy spice rack, do something cool, but it was kind of just get in here and start living and work it all out as it goes along, which is why we're gonna have more updated tour videos, because we've been working out a lot. We've already done some renovations, which I'll show you here in a second too. So, that's also where we keep our backup hydro flask, just in case. Obviously, one thing you notice really quickly if you're doing a conversion or anything on wheels, even an RV, everything has to be strapped down. You'll see these and be like, whoa, how are those staying up? But they're just Velcro. And that actually holds it on the road. These have never flown off of here. Everything else might have come flying around this bus, but these have never actually detached from this Velcro. Just a heavy-duty Velcro from Home Depot. I loved it. Highly recommend it, actually. Some things that were taped up, I've untaped and Velcroed because they hold better, which is just weird. Below that, we have our truck fridge. Now you'll note this gap here. I'm not super stoked about the gap, but we had to leave the gap because this thing has a compressor in the back and you have to leave space for that. there has to be airflow constantly. There's a fan that blows out, looks like a computer fan. You have to leave constant airflow, otherwise this will get way too hot and it'll burn out. Don't want that. So this thing is awesome. 60 watts, 130 liters. We've been very happy with it. I guess the only thing I'd say, other than the door latching not quite being great, is it builds, we need to chip away at this ice because it's built up so much ice that we haven't really even noticed. And sometimes the freezer loses space because it builds up a lot of ice, which I chipped out the other day, but at least we know it's working well. I do really recommend the truck fridge. If you can't get the truck fridge, check out the Dometic thermoelectric coolers. They're really great too, hardly use any electricity. We'll throw some links in that, and Amazon also. Is it going?
Yep.
Is it going? I'd say, I want to say this for the tips and tricks video, but Bluetooth speakers, if you are off-grid, a Bluetooth speaker is like,
Best friend.
it really is your best friend. I mean, you can charge this one just off a USB and it stays charged for like 8 or 9 hours and it pumps and it's wireless and you just have your phone. Really, don't bother trying to get some kind of crazy stereo. I'm a huge audiophile and I love this thing. It's like one of my favorite investments ever. We installed this curtain. I get up a lot in the middle of the night to change the wood in the wood stove and don't want to wake Zaina up by turning the lights on. So this curtain has become super useful. Also great for heating, insulating just one area.
And sometimes we go to bed at different times, so it kind of allows one of us to be up working or whatever, and one of us to take a nap or whatever.
And also, Pixel, she is very skittish and I don't know, the other cats don't get along with her too well, so it gives her a really cool separation. And I guarantee when I open this, she's just going to be chilling on the bed in an adorable, cute little pose because she feels secure and safe.
Oh, Pixelator! Hey, Squishy.
This is the bed area. It's a queen-size bed, memory foam, 10-inch, that would just fit in here. It's actually, I'm very tall. I'm 6'3". The bed itself hangs up. There's actually about 8 inches at the bottom here of extra room that we have. So the cats chill down there. Kind of a spot for blankets also. Really cute little area. And then up here is where we put our heads. This is our DC USB charging port and the battery bank. All the solar is right behind this wall. So this just runs right back there. Now this thing has been really just fantastic. This is just your solar charge regulator. It shows you everything that's going on, not just this little breakdown like my panels, my battery, and my output, but it'll break it down to, I know we have this thing with 11s and like that's how.
That's weird.
So this is how much energy we've created since we've started this whole thing. 111.11
That's crazy.
kilowatts, which is 111.11 thousand watts. Which is pretty solid. That's a little more than it takes to charge a Tesla. My panel, it puts together my voltage and my amperage and tells me how much wattage. It's gross outside, so we're not getting anything. It shows me, I'm going the wrong way. It shows me my battery, which is bad right now, and my total energy. It's really cool. I really like this thing. It's very handy. So yeah, then we have a little artwork, our mirror. This is just a little kind of catch-all that I mounted to the wall, and it holds a lot. It really, I mean, it can hold quite a lot. We put both laptops in there and a few books. And then under the bed, a lot of storage. I mean, it's a queen-size bed, so you have all storage underneath, the same size as the bed. This is our dresser. We have 2 of these down here and a hamper. Let me just pull this out real quick. So both of our dressers on either side, a hamper. This is access to the kitty litter box back there, which is also tucked away under the bed. Tons of storage down there. So we kind of have all of our stuff that we couldn't part with is hidden away down there, which is plenty of storage for us, really. We haven't run into a time where we've needed more storage than we have by any means. In fact, we keep getting rid of stuff because it's so liberating, just getting rid of stuff. One of the things that we recently got rid of was our toilet and 3 walls that were right here. This used to be a bathroom area when we first started, just until last week. If you watch any of our other videos,
Yeah, you'll see
which
it.
I implore you to do.
Just like so bright, but then.
This was a bathroom, and we kind of just randomly got an impulse bug and said, let's rip out those walls and make it an area where we can work. Because up until this point, we didn't have anywhere we could sit down with our laptops other than these TV trays. And this is just so much nicer. We really love sitting here and working on our laptops. We also store our oven underneath there. Oven with a 2-top burner. It just runs on small propane. Just gets stored underneath there. And we store all of our media equipment down here. So like all of our chargers, microphones, anything we need for making videos and stuff like that, all goes right down there. And we sit here a lot, and since we built it a week ago. And nice curtain, blackout curtain. The reason blackouts are also important is because if you're trying to do anything stealth, at nighttime you won't be able to turn the lights on if you don't have blackout curtains. People will be able to see everything that's happening inside your conversion, and they will call the cops, I promise. So blackout curtains are great. The other thing was, we used to have a pantry on the back of our bathroom door, and we didn't really know what to do with the pantry, which was these guys, and just kind of hit me to make this wall broken off. Well, this is an area for the cats to get through, and you can see Pixels utilizing it, yeah. And then we just have our mason jars screwed up to the tops here, where we can just, unscrew them, get yourself some popcorn.
Popcorn.
I know, we should make some popcorn. Mm-hmm. So I'm thinking about doing another row, or a half a row, or something somewhere else, because we have a lot of grains and a lot of dried fruit and stuff like that, and it would be really nice to see everything we have just out there. Really love our desk. It's also mounted to the walls on the back and the sides, kind of part of the wall, so there's no legs to it, so it gives you a little more room underneath, which is kind of nice. We took the extra pieces of wood from the wall that we tore down, and they're covering up a window back here, and it was the only window that they didn't tint for some reason. So that window let in a lot of heat anyway. So we just covered up that whole window. That's where all this random light's coming from. We're gonna go ahead and insulate that soon. All right, and then to the left of that, Tabby's hooked on me. And then to the left of that, we have one of my favorite things, which is our cubic mini wood stove. This guy burns forever. It burns so hot, and it's so cute, and I love it. I do have to get up one time in the middle of the night, though, to put a log in, usually around 3 or 4 a.m. So this is where we would normally have big chunks of cut wood that I put in here, which is what's in there right now. But we don't have any cut. And then behind the wood stove, let me show you back there. This is where we have our tools for cutting wood. And this is where I would keep all of our kindling and wood that we need to cut to put in here. A lot of times we'll put water, tea, soup, anything we can cook on this while it's hot. We love to cook on here because it saves on propane from our stove. And it's just great. It's a great feeling cooking on your wood stove. All right, so it says right here, can you get that? Mm-hmm. So it says it's 37 degrees outside right now. And then if you come over here, can you get that? Says it's about 80 degrees inside right now, which is almost too hot. So 30 degrees outside, 80 degrees inside, super insulated. When it gets this hot in here, because this thing is amazing, I usually just pop this bad boy open. So the cool thing with this is it vents air out super quickly. I can take a look at the chimney from here to make sure that there's nothing crazy happening. If I feel like there might be a fire or something, I can always check through that. And then this actually detaches, and you have this huge sunroof, and we've gone up onto the roof.
So light in here. So
bright in here. It also really regulates the temperature a lot if you need to cool it down or heat it up.
You're holy or something.
Is it good? Mm-hmm. My mom will like that. We got this floor for pretty cheap, and we like the kind of ground to sky feel. Really bright, really airy, especially if you see these lights that we installed over here. It kind of brightens up the whole area. And we actually
just LED strips.
LED strip from IKEA. This is not hardwood floor. Don't get hardwood floor. Don't fool yourself. You're going to be coming in and out of here with like boots and destroying this place because it's your house and it's so small. You're gonna be doing some gnarly. I was just cutting wood on the floor. Underneath the table, I know that some of you are looking at this and saying, "Oh my gosh, it's gonna burn the table." Don't worry, I heat treated the table and it's actually colder right now. I can feel the wood over here. It's much warmer, but right here is actually cold.
Little squishy. Okay.
We love hammock life, and we love just like hiking and finding a place to hang a hammock. So we thought it'd be pretty cool if we hung some hooks in the bus to hang a hammock. So there's a hook up top here, and then there's a hook right over here. And they both go into the steel frame of the actual bus, so they're really secure. And then you got yourself a little hammock life. Oh, hi guys.
Yay!
Hammock life. I could not endorse these bottles enough. We each have 2. hydro flasks and would not ever buy another water bottle, ever.
Yeah, seriously.
So get yourself a 64-ounce hydro flask. It is worth the investment. It's really important to have a big bottle that you can fill up somewhere else and then drink all day off of that water rather than drinking off your own supply. We don't fill up on a hose or anything like that. We fill up from grocery stores that have those refilled jug stations for 37 cents a gallon. That's where we get all of our water from. So we never really have to worry about running out because there's always grocery stores that have that, and we can drink that water if we really need to because it's actually really good spring water. Let me show you that actually. I'll show you the back garage area. It is cold out here.
Yeah, it is. Make sure Tabitha doesn't get out.
So one thing you'll get really used to in this lifestyle is going everywhere in slippers. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with that. So this is our power inverter. This sends all the power to our power outlets, power charge controller, DC fuse block. This is where we store all our energy that we get from our solar, which one is not hooked up right now. It's a long story. And our water, like I was just mentioning, we use 6 of these 5-gallon water jugs, which we refill for about $1.50 each.
Yeah.
And then we just run a line to the top one here, going right through the top, this little hole, and that runs to this DC 1.3 gallon per minute pump, which then runs to our kitchen sink. It's as simple as that. We refill water about once a week, so we use about 30 gallons a week of water between the two of us. That compared to the United States average of 100 gallons per day per person.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. Hi friends, well this is our tiny house on wheels. Thanks for watching. I hope you saw some things you might not have seen in our other videos before and maybe have some questions for us. If you do, please feel free to throw them in the comments. If you like what you're seeing here, you know what to do. Subscribe to us, like us, share us. If you want to support us, we just set up a Patreon account. Is that what it's called? Mm-hmm. Patreon account where you can donate. If you want to support us for free, just use our Amazon links below us in the description here. Buy your normal Amazon stuff and we'll get kicked back some money so we can keep this going. Yeah. Because we really, really love this lifestyle. We really, really love the bus, and we really want to keep it going because we want to get some land, build a tiny house, and make some even better videos for you guys. So stay tuned. Please subscribe.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching. I hope you really enjoyed.
Cattail on your face.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks. See you next time.